Beer is an alcoholic beverage made by fermenting malt wort with yeast and hops. Barley is most often used as malted grains. Depending on the type of beer, the strength of the drink can vary from 3 to 14%. Beer is the most popular alcoholic beverage and ranks third in the world after water and tea. There are more than 1,000 different types of beer. They differ in color, taste, alcohol content, ingredients used and brewing traditions in different countries. The largest producers of beer are Germany, Ireland, Czech Republic, Brazil, Austria, Japan, Finland, and Poland. Scientists attribute the origin of beer to the period of the beginning of cultivation of grain crops. It is about 9,500 BC. There is a strong opinion of some archaeologists that grain began to grow not for the production of bread, but precisely for the preparation of beer. The earliest fossilized remains of the drink were found in Iran and they date from 3.5 to 3.1 thousand years BC. Beer is also mentioned in Mesopotamian and ancient Egyptian writings. The drink was made in ancient China, ancient Rome, Viking tribes, and Celts. In those times the technology of beer preparation was very primitive, and the drink was not stored for a long time. Beer was improved in the 8th century thanks to European monks who began to use hops as a preservative. For a long time, beer was considered the drink of the poor, so it had a low status. To stay somehow with profit, the owners of breweries in parallel with the production of beer also produced cider. However, thanks to Emil Christian Hansen's scientific research on brewing yeast strains, the industry began to develop rapidly, thus bringing beer to a new social level. There is no single classification of beer. American and European authors have their own systems of attributes by which they classify beer. So beer is subdivided by source material. Beer is made on the basis of barley, wheat, rye, rice, corn, banana, milk, herbs, potatoes, and other vegetables, as well as a combination of several components. Depending on the amount of dark malt in the original wort, beer is light, white, red, and dark. According to the technology of wort fermentation, there is a distinction between bottom and top fermentation beer. In the first case, the fermentation process takes place at low temperatures, 5 to 15 degrees Celsius, and in the second case, at high temperatures, 15 to 25 degrees Celsius. Strength. In traditional brewing methods, the strength of the beverage does not reach more than 14%. Most beers have a strength of 3 to 5.5%, it is light, and 6 to 8%, it is heavy. There is also non-alcoholic beer. However, it is not possible to completely get rid of alcohol, so the strength of such a drink is 0.2 to 1%. Types of beer outside the classification. Such types include Pilsner, Porter, Lager, Dunkel, Kolsch, Alt beer, Lambic, root beer, Bock beer, live beer, and others. The brewing process is quite complex and involves many steps and processes. The main stages are preparation of malt, grains, by germinating, drying, and cleaning it from sprouts. Crushing the malt and adding water to it. Separation of the wort by filtration into pellet and unhopped wort. Boiling the wort with hops for 1 to 2 hours. Clarification by separating hop and grain residues that have not dissolved. Cooling in fermentation tanks. Fermentation by adding yeast. Filtration from yeast residues. Pasteurization is carried out only when making some types of beer to increase shelf life. Manufacturers pour the finished drink into metal kegs, glass and plastic bottles and tin cans. The benefits of beer. Since ancient times, beer has been considered a healing drink for many ailments. But the greatest medical use of the drink received thanks to German professor Robert Koch, who identified the causative agent of cholera and the negative effect of beer on it. At that time, cholera was a frequent disease in European countries, especially in large cities, where the quality of drinking water was not the best. It was much healthier and safer to drink beer than water. Due to the fact that beer is produced mainly from cereal crops by fermentation, it contains vitamins and minerals inherent in cereals. So it contains vitamins B1, B2, B6, H, C, K, nicotinic, citric, folic, pantothenic acids, trace elements, potassium, magnesium, phosphorus, sulfur, silicon, calcium. Moderate consumption of beer has a favorable effect on metabolic processes, reduces the risk of malignancies and cardiovascular disease, as well as removes aluminum salts, excessive amounts of which in the body can cause the development of Alzheimer's disease. In the hot season, beer is a good thirst quencher. Also, some types of beer have an alkaline composition, the substances of which destroy kidney stones. Beer helps to restore intestinal microflora during prolonged treatment with antibiotics. Hop substances contained in beer have analgesic and sedative effect, activate the secretory glands of the stomach, prevent the development of putrefactive bacteria in the intestine. In folk medicine recipes for diseases of the throat and bronchi use heated beer, 200 grams, with dissolved in it honey, 1 tablespoon. Drink such a drink should be before bedtime in small sips, so that the liquid flows evenly down the throat, warming and enveloping it. Due to the high content of B vitamins in beer, it has a positive effect on the skin. The use of masks based on beer helps to reduce the number of wrinkles, makes the skin more elastic, firm and silky. Also, beer masks narrow pores, remove greasy shine, increase blood circulation. In the bath, poured beer on the stones forms a vapor, inhaling which can relieve coughs and prevent colds. Beer can be used as a hair conditioner. It will give hair softness, shine and get rid of the first manifestations of dandruff. Harm of beer and contraindications. Excessive consumption of this drink can lead to the so-called beer alcoholism. Also, due to the systematic use of large amounts of beer, there is an additional load on the veins, as a result of which the heart begins to work with overload. Subsequently, this can lead to stretching of the heart muscle, its flabbiness, and inability to fully push blood out of the ventricles. Beer contains substances that stimulate the production of female sex hormones, which can lead to changes in the figure of men in the form of sagging breasts and increased thighs. With constant consumption of beer, a person loses the ability to relax and calm down. This happens as a result of the calming effect of hops. Beer consumption is not recommended for pregnant women, breastfeeding mothers, and children under the age of 18. There are links to helpful videos on this topic in the description below this clip. And what useful and harmful properties of beer do you know? Write in the comments, we will all be very interesting. Subscribe to our channel, hit a like and watch these videos.